will type our name. So I will type drv, and here I have myself. Okay, so now I will just click on this and click on Control C, click on OK, and then open a new window. So for that, I will create this one on the left side and this one on the right side, and I will paste the link here. And let's type Vimal. Okay, now we are connected. So this is Vimal, this is DRV. You can also share this with as many people as you want. So let's say it's Nick. So he will also be able to join the call. Now I will have to make this mute. Okay. So that you can hear my voice. Okay, so now everyone is mute.
Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Tech Creators. My name is Divastar Jumal, and on this channel I make videos related to web development, tutorials, tips and tricks, and some vlogs. So if you are interested in these kind of topics, make sure to subscribe and like this video if you find this video interesting. Also, this is my try of making a video call application where I have tried to use socket.io, Node and Peer.js to create this application. Yeah, I hope you learned something interesting from this video, and so GitHub link will be provided in the description so you can check it out. Make sure to complete this video, not just watch till a small section, and build it yourself. So if you find some issues, you can always look at the GitHub code which I'll provide in the description. So make sure to watch the complete video. So here I have created a new folder called video chat app, and I will open the terminal with new terminal inside the VS Code. So first of all, you have to make sure that you have Node.js and npm installed in your computers. To check that, you have to do node dash v. Okay, so I have Node installed, and to check about the npm, you have to type npm dash v. Okay, so I have both installed. If you don't have any of these installed, make sure to install it from Node.js website. After that, we will initialize our project with npm init. We want package name to be same, version to be same, description to be no. Just hit enter, accept the default values and type yes. And here we have got our package.json file. Now we will install some packages which we are going to use in this project. So let's install them. So npm install express. We will use EJS. For templating, we will use socket.io, uuid, peer, and hit enter. So we will add all of these packages in our project. After this, here we will get the dependencies. This will install all of the dependencies that we need to build this application. So we will also install nodemon. So we will say npm install nodemon. After this, we have got our nodemon express EJS peer socket uuid and EJS. We will create a server.js file. So this file will keep all of our server side logic. So now that we have our project set up, we can start building. So we will first of all create a server with express. So for that, we will say const express equals to require express, and then we will assign it to a variable app equals to express, and we need const server is equals to require http dot server, and we will provide here app. After this, we will have a route. So let's have a get route, and it's a root route. We will have rec, which stands for request, and res stands for response. We will give response as status 200 dot send hello world. Okay, and we will create server dot listen. It will listen on port 3030. Okay, cool. Here we have to write start nodemon server.js and comma. After this, we will write here. So now we can test our server by running npm start. Okay, so our server has started, and if you go to your Chrome browser and go to localhost 3030, you will get hello world. Okay, so it's working. So now we will create our first view. Instead of responding with text when someone visits our route, we would like to respond with an HTML file. So for this we will be using, you can go to EJS website. So EJS is a templating language. In order to use EJS in Express, we need to set up our template engine. To set up, so let's set up our EJS in app.set view engine to be EJS. So EJS is accessed by default in the views directory. Now we will have to create a new folder named views in our directory. So within that views folder, we will add a file named room.ejs. Think of room.ejs as an HTML file for now. Okay, so we will create here a folder called views. Inside this we will create a file name room.ejs. Okay, so now we have a boilerplate for room.ejs. Now we will add our HTML code to room.ejs. So basically here, if I type shift and exclamation mark and then hit enter, so I got my boilerplate code. It is because of an extension. So here we will write the application name as video chat app, and we will also include some links. So links for CSS. We also want to include some script. So script or src, we'll use socket.io /socket .io.js. Now I will save this. We also need a script, and it will contain some const room underscore id, and it will be a EJS tag room id, and this will be within this. Okay, now inside the body we will need a div, and we will give it a class of header. We will have a div again. We'll give it a class of logo, and inside this we will have h3, and we will write here our application name video chat. Now outside the header we need again we need a div, and its class will be main. So we will divide this into two parts, left and right. So let me create one more div. Class name will be main underscore left, and div class name we will give it as videos underscore group, and div id will be video dash grid. So we will use all of these classes and IDs to design our application using CSS. Okay, this is done. Within our main left we will have some options. So div class will be options, and we will have div as class option underscore left. Inside this we will have div. We will give it id of stop video, and class will be option underscore button. Okay, and inside this we want to display a icon. So for that we will go to font awesome. So here we will go to font awesome. From here we will click on sign in. So after sign in I will click on this, and I will click on this, and I have to copy this GS code into my application. If you don't have kit already, then you will have to create a new kit. So for that you will have to click on another option, which might be add new kit, and after that you will get, I think, only one kit for free. So yeah, or else you can use any other icon library. Okay, so I have to go to this, and up here I will just paste that. Okay, now we will have I tag, and we will have class of fa font awesome fa dash video dash camera. Okay, or else you can just write here a text called camera, which will be clickable. Now after this we want another div, which will have id of mute button, and class of options underscore button, and here we want an I tag of class font awesome dash microphone. So after we have got our left options, we want our right options. So we will say class option underscore right, another div with an ID of invite button and a class of options underscore button. Okay, now we want an I tag. This will be class of font awesome fa dash user dash plus. Okay, so we are done with that. Now we have completed our main left, so we will close this, and we want to create our div, another div. It will be class of main underscore right. Inside this we want another div. We want it to be class of main underscore chat underscore window. Okay, and then div of class of messages, and within main right we will have another div. We will give it a class of main underscore message underscore container input, and we will have an input of text. So in input text, this one we will have a ID of chat underscore message. We want autocomplete to be off, and we want placeholder to be type message here. Okay, we want div, another div with the ID of send. Class will be option underscore button, and an icon I element with the class of font awesome dash plus, and we write area dash hidden to be true. Yeah, that's it. Now we will just add at the end of the body, and within the HTML element we will have a script, and source will be our script.js which we are going to create. Okay, so if you have missed something, then you can have a look how this is structured. I will just open this left also. So first of all, here we have our head section. Here we have included some scripts. Now we have our body with header, main left, main right, with options left, option right, and here at the end we have script.js attached to this file. We will also add this script here, peer.js, so these are the three scripts which are attached to our room.ejs. So once we have completed our this room.ejs, we will go back to our server.js, and here instead of responding with hello world, we will respond with, we will just remove this and we will say res.render room. Okay, so from here we have to remove this script, so that because we are currently not using that, we will use it later. So we will just remove it and we will save, and after that we will go to server.js, and here we will write res.render room. Okay, so after that we will go to our localhost in the browser and we'll see some icons. So as you can see, we have got some icons of video, microphone, add user, type a message here, and plus icon. Okay, so but it is not looking very good, so we will just use style.css to make this look good, and I'll provide the link to style.css in the description so that you can just easily add that to your project, because I'm not going to show styling. It takes a lot of time. Okay, that's why we will need to add a new folder to our project called public, and within that folder we will create a file named style.css and script.js. So here we will create a new folder called public, and inside this we will have our new file style.css. Okay, and we will also have our script.js within it. So we will write here script.js. So express as won't allow access to this file by default, so we will need to expose it within our server.js. So we will type here app.use express.static public. So this code allows us to access all of the static files within the public folder. So finally we need our css. Since this isn't a css course, so
I'm not going to be going over the specifics, but if you would like to use my CSS, you can copy it from here and you can paste it over. So this is how our CSS looks like. If you want, you can just write, or you can just copy from the link which I have provided in the description. Okay, so this is option right, option left, option button, background, main right, main message containers, messages, and some video grid, headers, and some of the media queries. And this is how our room.ejs file look like. Now we will save this and we will go to our browser. So this is how our application looks like now. So if I refresh, yes, and this is to stop video, this is to stop microphone, this is to add a new user or new person. Here you can type your message. Okay, cool. Now let's build some functionality. So as we have added CSS, we can see our application looks a little nicer. Now we will set up our rooms. So by now our server file is looking like this. So we have one get route and then we create our server. However, for our application to work, whenever a new user visits our default route, we will redirect him to a unique URL. So we will use UUID library to create a random unique URL for each room. And UUID is JavaScript library that allows us to create unique IDs. In our application, we will use UUID version 4 to create our unique URL. But first, let's import UUID in our server.js file. So we will write here const v4 UUID v4 equals to require UUID. Okay. Now we will use UUID library to create a random unique ID for each room and we will redirect our user to that room. So we will remove this and we will say res dot redirect user to dollar forward slash dollar to UUID v4 function. And before we test this, I also want to add a view to view for every unique room and we will pass the current URL to that view. So we will have our another route, so app.get forward slash room rec res, and we will say res dot render. We want to render our room and we will pass our room ID. So room ID will be request dot params dot request dot param dot room, and we will go to our room.ejs and we will write our script here. So script and const room id is equals to room underscore id is equals to room id percentage close this EJS tag. And now when we go to our localhost, we will be redirected to. So now when we go to our localhost and press Ctrl R, we will be redirected to a unique URL as you can see here. Okay, so this is working. So we have passed room ID to room.ejs and we with this we are done setting our rooms. And now if you visit localhost, you will be redirected to a unique URL. So now we will be adding our current users video. So we will work on our script.js file that we have added earlier. So script.js will contain all the client side code. So here what we need to do is we need to get the video stream, also known as user media, and then we add that stream to a video element. So let my video stream cons video grid equals to document dot get element by id and our video dash grid. Okay, so we will go to room.ejs and see if it is video dash grid. Okay, cool, we have verified. Now cons my video will be equals to document dot create element video, and we'll say my video dot muted is equals to true, and we will have our navigator dot media devices dot get user media, and we'll say audio to be true, video to be true. We want both of them.
And after getting this, we will say then stream will be my video stream equals to stream, and add video stream my video stream, sorry, my video with stream. So what does this function do is we will now create add video stream function. So we will go down here and we will create our const add video stream. We will give it a video and stream, which will be an arrow function. So video dot src object will be equals to stream, and video dot add event listener will be loaded metadata with a callback function video dot play, and video grade dot append, and we will append our video. So this code will add a user stream to the video element. You can test this by visiting localhost 3030 and you will see your video pop up in the video element. So as you can see, we get a pop-up notification and we have to allow that, which I have already done. And as you can see here, I have got my video in here. Okay, so this is working quite nicely. Now we will move ahead. So I will just Okay, so now we are going to add the ability to allow others to stream their video. So now it's time to use socket.io and Peer.js. For those who don't know, socket.io allows us to do real-time communication and Peer.js allows us to implement WebRTC. First, we will import socket.io and Peer.js in our server.js file and listen for join room event. So here below this, we will say const io will be equals to require socket.io, and here we will type server const express peer server, which we will get from require peer. Okay, and here we will say const peer server will be equals to express peer server, and we will pass it server, and let's debug it to true. After that, we will also say to use, so app dot use forward slash peer js from peer server, and after this room we will like to have io dot on, so we will listen to connection event, and socket we will have socket dot on join room event. We will pass the room id and user id. So now you will write socket dot join and room id, and we will say socket dot to room id dot broadcast dot emit user dash connected. So we will emit this event with user id, and here we are listening to the server. So now we have our server actively listening for a join room event. Next we will set up our script.js. So we will go to our script.js, and here at the top we would like to have some const socket will be equals to io and this. Now we have got our video grade, we have got our my video. Above this we will write here var peer will be equals to new peer, not peer server, it's only peer undefined, and some object with the path will be equals to, sorry, this one to be peer.js, host will be root, and port will be 3030. After add video stream, we will add some more functionality. So peer dot on call, we will call dot answer stream, and we will have const video will be equals to document dot create element video, and call dot on stream we will say user video stream, and add video stream we will pass video and user video stream, and we will say socket dot on user connected, we will say user id will be connect to new user, and we'll say user id with stream. Now we will create connect to new user function below here. So const connect
to new user will be equals to user id comma stream, and const call will be equals to peer dot call. We will use user id here, and stream will pass, we will pass user id and stream. Const video will be equals to document dot create element. We will create the video element, and call dot on stream we will use user video stream, and add video stream function will take the video and user video stream. Here we will say peer dot on open, we want to have the id, and we say socket dot emit join dash room comma room underscore id. So now if a new user joins the room, we will see their video. So we are done with our video part. Now we will do some styling. So when I refresh, so we have got some error. We will have to resolve this. So there are some changes in the application as I was trying to debug the application. First of all, I have changed this io.on function. So on connection event, it is now like this. So socket.on join event, we are passing room ID and user ID, socket.join room ID, and we are setting a set timeout for 1 second, and a broadcast.emit, and we are emitting user connected with user id. Okay, so this is one change, and here I have added s, so it's now params not param. And I think, yeah, that's it. I have also changed some dependencies in package.json, so I'll provide the link in the description for my GitHub repo, so you can just copy these dependencies in your project. And after copying this, here you have to write npm install and hit enter, so it will install all of these dependencies with all of these versions. Okay, after that, there is no change in script.js, so yeah, it looks same. I will, okay, if you haven't, okay, now we'll be adding functionality to the buttons which we have displayed on the UI. So let's do it. So const invite button will be equals to document dot query selector, and we want to select invite. Let me go to my room.ejs, and options, write invite button id, and here I have to write invite button. Now there is one more button called const mute button, which will be equal to document dot query selector, and the query which we want to select is mute button id. So we will select this, and we want stop video buttons, so document dot query selector, and we want to select stop video, so we will type a stop video. Okay, so we have got the reference to our buttons. Now we will create some event listeners. So first of all, for mute button, so mute button dot add event listener. So on click, we are going to call a function const enabled will be equals to my video stream dot get audio track at index 0 dot enabled. Okay, if enabled, then we want to disable, so we will type my video stream dot get audio tracks function at index 0 dot enabled to be equal to false, and we want to set our html to be I, and class will be equals to fa dash microphone dash slash. Okay, for mute, and we will add it. So also mute button dot class list dot toggle, and we will toggle this class background
Background red. Okay, cool. I will type here mute button dot inner HTML will be equals to HTML. Yeah, that's it. Now let's check if it is working. Okay, cool, it's working. Now we have to write this for disable because it was not. So we'll just copy this again. We will tab paste it here and we'll say true. Make this like this. Yeah, that's it. Now let's again check if it is getting toggled or not.
So we will check for the audio. So it is turning on and off.
Audio, so we have done for audio, we will also do this for video. So it's all, it should be almost same. So I will just copy this from here and paste it here. For mute button is instead of mute it will be stop video dot event listener. Click on enabled my video stream dot get not audio but video track. Get video track tracks at index 0 dot enabled. Okay, if it is enabled my video it will be this. Paste here this. Enabled is false and it will be not microphone, it will be video slash, and toggle will be background red. And yes, again here we have to copy this to here and enabled will be true, and instead of microphone it will be video. And yeah, so let's check this also whether it is working correctly or not.
Okay, so when I click on this, my video is getting turned off. That's good, but I was facing a issue. Like when I was clicking here, the mute button was getting clicked. So you have to change mute uh, button to stop video, okay, in the code. So now it is working perfectly fine.
So it will be a simple uh, prompt. So we will say invite button dot add event listener, and it will be a click, and we want a function to run, and we will create a prompt, and this prompt will say copy this link and send it to people you want to have video call with. Okay, and we will also send window dot location dot href. So this is what invite button will do. So now let's test this functionality also. So we will go to Chrome again.
So let's test whether our share button is working or not. So we will click here and we are getting a prompt which is copy this link and send it to the people you want to have video call with. So let's copy with Control C and say okay. Let's go to new tab, Control V and click here. It will ask for name. Let's give any name. So we will say Nick and okay. Cool. Woohoo. Now it is working. I will have to stop the audio for both of them so that you can hear me properly. Also, when I click on stop video, it will stop video for me and will stop video for other. When he says stop video, so both of them have now stop video. So I will just turn on the video, and also I have faced an issue with user ID not defined, so I will solve that issue also now. I got an error in the console.
So now we also want to disconnect our users. So for that we will add the functionality of disconnection. So first of all we will go to room.ejs and we will write, and we will have one more button. So let's write this one. Control X, Control C, You can just use this within mute, show chat. We will also remove this because we don't need and paste it here. Okay, and refresh. So yeah, we have got our disconnection button, and now what we will do is we will just, so as you can see here,
As you can see, we have got our disconnect button here, so it's now present here. Now we will add some functionality so that it disconnects user from the call. Okay,
so we will go to script.js and we will also get reference to our const disconnect btn, which will be document dot query selector, and the query is disconnect, id is disconnect. So we have got access to our disconnect button. Now we will go here. There's a disconnect button dot add event listener, and the event which we are listening to is click. We want a function which will be peer dot destroy. So this closes the peer connection. Const my video element, which will be query, so which will be document dot query selector of type video, my video element. If we have my video element, then we want my video element dot remove, and we want socket dot emit to go to emit the disconnect event. Okay, so this is how a disconnect button will disconnect one person from the call. And for server, we will say socket dot on disconnect, and we want log. We want to log if which user has disconnected. So user ID is disconnected. We want to say user disconnected. Okay, and what you want is you want to say io dot emit user disconnected with user ID. So we have to write this within this so that we can get access to the IDs. So now we will go to our local host 3030 Okay, so I have also added this one. So after disconnecting, okay, so whenever user gets disconnected, either you can send him to your home page, or, but currently I don't have any home page. I don't want to build, so I am just sending them to google.com homepage. Okay, so yeah, this is it. I think we have successfully built our application of video chat where we have, and you want to have video call with the functionality of mute and video pause and sharing the link along with disconnecting from the call. Cool. I think I hope you learn something interesting from this video, and yeah, I am now showing all of the code. So if your project is not working, then you can just have a look and match where it's wrong, or you can just uh, go to my GitHub and find something which is not working for you and just have a look there. Cool. Chalo. Bye bye. So so for simplicity, we will just
close this video, and it should be not visible in others. Okay, so it's not visible. Now I will just close this also, so his video is also turned off, so it will not be visible in others also, and he also turns off his video, let's say. So he is also not visible, so no one is visible now. So I will make them turn on their videos, and now when I click on disconnect, so I am now navigated to google.com homepage. When I click here disconnect, I will also get disconnected, and here also. Yeah, so I hope you found this video interesting, and if you learned something new from this video, do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more such videos. Also, you can check out these videos next, which I think you might like. Bye bye.